Day 774 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again. Another day, another LeetCode problem where we're doing daily LeetCode problems. And today we have question number 3612, process string with special operations 1. The difficulty level is medium, but don't worry because you already know we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as possible. But before we get started, y'all, don't forget to like, hype, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you need any new Apple AirPods, go ahead and check out that link in the description so you can get you some. Now let's see what the question says. You are given a string as consisting of lowercase English letters and special characters, a star, pound sign, and percent sign. Build a new string result by processing S according to the following rules from left to right. If the letter is a lowercase English letter appended to result. An asterisk or star removes the last character from result if it exists. A pound sign duplicates the current result and appends it to itself. A percent sign reverses the current result. Return the final string result after processing all characters in S. All right, y'all, so that may seem a little bit confusing at first. So let's go ahead and take a look at these examples just to make sure that we are doing this problem correctly. So in example 1, we have our input S equals a string A, pound sign B, percent sign, asterisk. The output is BA. So let's see how they got this output from this input, right? So first letter we have is A. So we append A to the result, right? It says if the letter is lowercase English letter appended to result. So our first letter is A. So let's put result over here, actually. Result, make it a blank array. So boom, first letter A, that's a lowercase English letter, we'll append it to result. Boom. Then the next character is a pound sign. It says a pound sign duplicates the current result and appends it to itself. So we get a pound sign, we're going to duplicate the result. Boom. So we're going to add another A. Boom. Because we're just going to duplicate this A and append it to itself. So now we have two A's. Boom. Then we get a B. Once again, B is a lowercase letter. We append it. So come right here, B. Then we get a percent sign. A percent sign says it reverses the result. So now we have AAB. AAB is going to become BAA. So let's reverse this to BAA, BAA, boom. Then finally, we have this asterisk or star, and that removes the last character from result. So we're just going to remove this A, boom. And finally, we're left with BA. That's our output, BA. Well, actually, it's a string, though, not an array. Sorry, y'all. So it should be a string. But in the end, that's our output. Boom. So just in case that didn't make sense, y'all, let's take a look at example 2. So let's keep it a string and let's get to it. So in example 2, our input S is a string Z, asterisk, pound sign. The output is a blank array. Let's see how they got that. So first, we have Z, lowercase English letter, so we'll append Z. Boom. Then we have an asterisk. An asterisk removes the last character. So we're going to remove the Z. Boom. Then we have a pound sign, which duplicates the string. It's already a blank string, so duplicate blank string would just be another blank string. So we end with this. And so that's how we got our final output of a blank string over here, y'all. Boom. So I hope that makes sense to y'all. And now that we understand the question, let's get into the fun part, the actual solution, y'all. The solution is not that difficult at all. Now, the first thing we want to do is we're going to declare a variable, and it will be a string that will store our result as we process each character. So we could just declare a variable called response, and we'll set that equal to, sorry y'all, a blank string. Sorry y'all, boom. Then we're going to iterate through every character in the input string. So we're going to say for char in S, we're going to open up the brackets. And if we encounter an asterisk, we're going to remove the last character from the current response. So we'll say if char equals, open up quotation marks, pass in an asterisk, we'll come over here, we'll open up the brackets, and we'll say if response dot count is greater than 0, we'll open up the brackets and we'll say response dot remove last. Boom. Then if we encounter a pound sign, we need to duplicate the current response. So we'll come right here on this if right here, and we'll say else if char equals quotation marks pound sign. We'll come outside of that. We'll open up the brackets, and we're going to say response plus equals response. Boom. Then if we encounter a percent sign, we need to reverse the current response. So we'll say come right here. We'll say else if char equals quotation marks, put in a percent sign. We'll come outside of that. We'll open up the brackets and we'll say response equals string, open up the parentheses, response dot reversed, put the parentheses, boom. And for any other character, we'll append it to the response by coming right here, and we'll say else. We'll open up the brackets, and we'll say response. Response plus equals, open up the quotation marks, and we're going to use some string interpolation to pass in char. Then we need to return the final process string by coming down here, and we can say return response, y'all. Boom. That should be all she wrote. Let's give it a run. Make sure it runs properly. Okay, we got error. Cannot find response. Sorry, y'all. A little typo. Let's switch that up and run it again. See if that did the trick. Okay, another typo. Let's just copy and paste this. Okay. Because make sure this is right too, just in case. Let's give it a run now. See if that fixed it. It's accepted, so let's go ahead and submit it. Make sure it's still accepted after we submit it. Let's see. And look at that, y'all. 1 millisecond beats 100% of users. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see, y'all. So before we go, make sure you get one more look at the code, y'all. And yeah, with that being said, I hope y'all learned something today. And I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.